this work? Aloha. I don't episode today, so I figured I'd do a little live stream because the algorithm is failing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Woodness Goodness impromptu live stream. What's up, Ohio? So work has been absolutely nuts, and I have not been to the cabin site in a month. It's very sad. My parents are now gone. I'm trying to figure out Comox BC. What's up, baby? I'm trying to figure out how to get those two big windows up on the property. I'm probably going to need 3 guys, these strong ladies, probably 4 guys, to bring the windows up, and I got to get a friend, and then I can do siding and stuff. And I went to the Bahamas. The cabin, I'm pretty sure, survived the hurricane. I've actually not been out there. The road got all flooded out. So I have not checked, but I'm hopefully going Monday. But yeah, it's been wild. Went to the Bahamas last week. I got back, celebrated 10-year anniversary with my wife. Not that you care, but that's an accomplishment, trust me. South Carolina, what's up? Disc golf, yeah, man, that would be sick. I'd love to throw some discs on the property. Thanks. Yeah, 10 years is kind of nuts. For those of you who are married or in a relationship, 10 years is like, I should have done a time lapse of 10 years of marriage. That would get tons of views, I'm sure. But yeah, right now I'm actually in my house doing a project. I still have not made it back to the property. I was going to possibly go today. I'm trying to do some more planning before I go there. No, my cabin's not damaged. I've actually not made it to the site. The road got kind of flooded out, and so I've kind of waited to go up there. My Jeep would probably make it through, but given the fact that we're only a 2-vehicle family, sometimes I can't take the Jeep when I want to. What's up, Jordy? Ooh, Martin from England. How you doing? But yeah, anyhow, I just figured I'd hop on here to let you guys know I'm still alive, and I'm trying to get back to the cabin ASAP. It's hard to do. YouTube takes a lot of energy and time, and I love it, but in order to create nice content that you guys are gonna enjoy, it takes some time and energy, and I'm running. I only got so much time left. Yeah, I'm good. I feel like I have a midlife crisis right now. I think I've told some people. I do a little bit of too much. I'd love to do YouTube full time. Hard to do. Anybody that does it full time, it doesn't become successful without serious time commitment. And I've committed a ton of time to this, but this is just, yeah, bad timing with my work right now. Shannon, for those of you who want to know, Shannon in the comments right now, he won, and his wife won the saw, the fold-out saw. And I've got some photos I got to share on the next episode, hopefully. They built a cabin, and he won the fold-out saw. New video. I'm going to try and get there Monday. I'm always pretty much right. When I release a video, it means I literally just finished filming and editing it most days. I basically spend 1 day a week there if I can. I have not as of late, because my job has just been very busy. I've been to Texas, Wichita, Kansas City, all over. Yeah, I've been all over. I film wind turbines and solar farms. as part of my job. And then I also do video production for a real estate company, manage a detail shop. So I'm hoping to have a episode next weekend. Just takes time. Time. Time is money. When you're at my age of 35, time is ticking by. Anyhow, if you guys have any questions regarding the build or anything at all, let me know and I'll answer them right now. I don't know how long we're gonna do this, but I figured it could be a fun Graham's still alive video. Yeah, I'm trying to take care of myself and my family. my knee's doing better. It still kind of hurts, but did I just hear a gunshot? Possibly. It's hunting season. I do live out in the country. So the outside of the cabin is going to be lap siding. I picked up LP Smart Side lap siding. I probably did that 10 episodes ago because I was in the area where there was a Home Depot that had LP. And it was on for like 10 bucks a piece, so I bought as much as I could. So that's sitting in the cabin ready to go. I still have to I want to put the door frame in because it has the brick mold, the trim on it, and then lap siding would kind of have a start and finish point. I still have to put trim around the corners. I've never done lap siding before, but I've done stuff, so I think I should be all right. Steel building is holding up fine. I've not done an update video. I probably should, but that is a functioning, running business. It's a detail shop. If you guys kind of want to see what we do, look up Automotive Aesthetic on Instagram. I got 3 guys working, keeping that going. We do very high-end detailing, the kind of detailing that even though I own it, I couldn't afford to do it. But that's humming along. I don't have time to be involved with that much these days, but it's the building standing is doing fine. So the cabin property is roughly 50 acres. There's a portion across the road that I own. I think I own about 3 acres as well, which is on a creek, a really nice creek, but it's a very narrow chunk of land, and most of it is taken up by this creek. It's a beautiful creek. I never show it. But there's about 2 or 3 creeks that run through the property. One is really small. It only kind of has water flowing through it after a serious rainfall. So yeah, I bought 50 acres, or what I thought was 50 acres, and ultimately I think it turned out to be 47 and change, because there's also a public road that runs through it. But at the same time, it's very mountainous and hilly, and acreage is measured on a flat plane. So say this is 10 acres. Once you have a mountain in your 10 acres, and if you were to measure that acreage and then that acreage, it would actually be more. And I have not even walked the whole 50 acres, in its entirety. Roof is 99.9%. Next time I go, I think I'm gonna finish it. What we were missing were screws. If you remember, I literally was hunting for screws, and I'm still like 10 screws. And ultimately I need more screws so I can screw in the gable end trim to the fascia boards. That way nothing can get there either. So roof is pretty much done. I just need to do a little bit more. Let's see, oh wow, you guys are flying here. Gator clips. Are the gator clips the things that hold up the lap siding? Because there are gecko clips, right? Gecko clips? The gecko clips. I've not heard the new Linkin Park music, but that's cool. I didn't know they were still. Hi, from Belgium. Salut. I don't know if you speak French, but you might speak French. Bonjour. The lap siding, I'm not sure what color it's gonna be. I was thinking like a really dark brown or a black. I really love the look of dark. And in the winter, you could possibly see the cabin. When all the trees lose their leaves, you could probably see the cabin kind of through the trees from the main road, and I don't really want people to know where I am. I like to be able to hide, except for the fighter jets. They can find me all day long. That's fine. Yeah, the Perkin Builder Brothers, I mean, they're pros. They know what they're doing. I've picked up some tips. The big thing that I didn't realize is you want 3/16 of an inch on either end of your lap siding, so it has room to go in and out. What's up, Mr. Not Right? Yeah, the detail shop is great. It's been challenging. I don't know if any one of you in the comments are self-employed. I'm self-employed fully, and I kind of do 4 different things. And this is my midlife crisis. I would love to do YouTube more, but you know, I'm not doing the YouTube thing for the money, but the money allows me to commit more time to it. So I'm not quite there yet. What's up, Truster? Yeah, you got the hat. Nice. That's awesome. Gator and Gecko do the same thing. Yeah. So I got those Gecko mounts for the lap siding, but it should be fun. I think the lap siding is gonna look awesome. The main cabin, the main cabin turned into my office. It's powered. It's got HVAC. I can actually see it from here, out my top floor of my house, because the cabin is built on the property that I live on. Because I just randomly started doing it, and it turned into my office, because I do a ton of video editing for my job and ultimately edit YouTube videos as well. But anyhow, yeah, being self-employed, geez, it's tough. It's real tough. It's way easier in the United States than it was in Canada, I tell you that. The United States, I think the US is the best example of, if you want something and you set aside the time and the money, you can do it. And I think that's why there's so many businesses that have either moved here or are from the United States, because you certainly can. I mean, you can pretty much do whatever you want in this country in terms of business ideas. Yeah, I'm trying to live the dream, Timothy. It's hard sometimes. Sometimes it's a good dream, sometimes it's a bad dream. Interior of the cabin, I'm not exactly sure. I actually have a couch back here. I kind of save stuff, so as you can see, I'm renovating this little room here. It had terrible floor. It was 1/2-inch plywood. It's squeaked and bent, and so I'm putting another layer of OSB before I put hardwood floor. The same hardwood floor that I put in the rest of my house, that's been sitting in my house for 2 years, and I have not installed it. The Graham's projects at his house are stacking up, and when I'm out of energy or feeling low and I see all these unfinished tasks around my house, it absolutely kills me. I'm like a what's up, John? Yeah, so yeah. But yeah, furniture, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm gonna make custom. I have a bunch of wood slabs I cut a long time ago that I might use for my countertops. But again, I've just been sitting on those for 5+ years. So they're dry, they're good to go, but they probably would require a lot of work. Yeah, having an off-site office, which was what my original cabin turned to do, is nice. Although my girls now know where I work, and I don't actually get much done out there, because by the time they find me, stop what I'm doing, and I gotta bring them back inside the house. Again, working from home is also not the world's most productive thing that we've invented in the 5 years. Yeah. Mobile bar. That's funny. Someone just asked me about the mobile bar I built. So I guess some people know, if you're close to me or you've emailed me in the past, a lot of people ask whatever happened to that mobile bar. So the mobile bar was originally just an idea I had, and then I ultimately talked to a buddy who owned a vineyard locally, and he said, hey, I'll rent it out. We can run wine out of it. And so I drive my mobile bar, drop it off at his property, and within 45 minutes, I get a call, and it's my buddy FaceTiming me. He says, hey, something happened. And I'm like, just tell me what happened. And so he FaceTimed, he was FaceTiming me, and he showed the mobile bar. And basically what happened is they have speed curbing, speed bumps on their property. The hitch wasn't totally on. They go over the first speed bump, the trailer unhooks itself, and right behind that trailer is a massive hill into a forest. And so the mobile bar flew off the hitch, rolled down a hill, and smashed into a pine tree. That was awful. And anyhow, they ended up hooking it up to 2 tractors and changing the frame back out. And then I ended up getting back here, doing some fix welding and some new rivets and some new new steel. I made it look 99% better, and I sold it immediately. And I think I sold it for $7,500, which I think is pretty good. I think I bought it for, I think you can get more for them now. I mean, they're pretty sought after. Good day, mate. Australia, what's up? I think it's, yeah, mobile bar. I sold it for $7,500, and I think I bought it for, I want to say I bought the trailer itself for $800, and it didn't have a title or anything, which buying a trailer without a title is a pain in the butt. If you're ever shopping for something, they don't have a title, just heads up, try and get one. It's a pain in the butt. You can create a new, like I forget what they call it, but a reclaimed or something title, but it's hard to get. Norway, what's up? Anyhow, so sold it. I think I probably made all in all $5,000. Obviously, it took a lot of hours to put into it, but I thoroughly enjoyed the build. If any of you guys want to build a mobile bar, it's fun. A lot of work. I'm probably not going to do one ever again, but it is fun. Oh, my favorite sandwich. I don't know. I really like, I don't know what I like. I like smoked turkey, aged cheddar, mayonnaise, banana peppers, pickles, lettuce. Did I say tomato? Anything. Yeah, tongue and groove for the interior of the cabin would be fun, but what I'm worried about is the cost. I need a local lumber supplier to sponsor the video and get tongue and groove for free. Because last time when I did, to give you an idea, so when I built my first cabin, like I said, it's on my property, and it was right at 2019. I think I started it in 2020, it was about a year and a half it took me to build. But COVID took place kind of the last third, and the price of the wood, thank God I got the siding, the cedar shakes up before the lumber prices skyrocketed, because when I started buying them, it was $25 a bundle. By the end of my cabin build, which was 4 months when I started buying shakes, was $75 a bundle. So I'm kind of, I don't want to, is lumber going back up again? Jeez, I better run. 62 cents a foot, Shannon? Dang, dude, I live in a very expensive part of the country. Oh, Virginia, I don't know, this part of Virginia seems to be so expensive. I don't know what's going on. Halloumi, yeah, baby, I love halloumi. 2 favorite movies of all time. I can jam on Lord of the Rings. I was actually thinking about watching Lord of the Rings again. The TV show was pretty good. I think the season was actually better than the first. But yeah, I love me some Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I'm gonna put a wood stove in the cabin. I was actually thinking that this morning. I'm not a planner, and it's unfortunate because it does cause a lot of issues down the road. But I'm definitely gonna put a wood stove in. I don't exactly know where I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it in the section, the opposite side of the window wall, so I can cook on it and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely wood stove. I'm just waiting to figure out where to go, because I might have to run some horizontal piping depending on if I want it right in the middle. And I have girls and stuff, and I don't want it too close to a window because I don't want to melt the thing. I have 2 dogs. I have a Corgi Shepherd mix who's actually, that's another reason my motivation has kind of gone out the window. He's on his last legs. He can't even move. He can't get up. So it's pretty hard to watch him like that. So we're probably going to have to make a hard decision in the coming weeks. And then I also have a 90-pound Labrador named Jackson. He's a beast. But But yeah. Cost to date on the new cabin, that's a great question. I have a Lowe's Pro account. I pretty much get all my stuff from Lowe's. I don't have a Home Depot where I am. Even though I did get my LP Smart Side from a Home Depot, I go for that. But yeah, I get all my stuff from Lowe's, and I do have an account there, like a pro account. And so it keeps track of all my expenses. And so I should look and do a cost update. For those of you who have a Lowe's or don't know which store to from, believe it or not, Home Depot I buy my tools at, but Lowe's I buy all my product or my building supplies from, because I have a pro account and then I have the American Express Lowe's account or Lowe's card. 5% off, 5% back with the Lowe's American Express. I think they also have Visa. And then if you have a pro account, you also get points back. So if you're looking to save money on your next project, you should consider getting the credit card and sign up for the pro account. It's free, it's easy, and you build up points and get gift cards. The Homestead, I love that name. What's up? The project that has probably made me the most proud would be my original cabin. So now that I've got so much other stuff going on, I never go in there, I never see it. I probably have to get the leaves off. The leaves are starting to fall in Virginia. But you know, when a project's complete and life kind of goes back normal, depending on why you had that project. And the cabin came to existence because I just wanted to build something. I didn't necessarily have an idea what I was going to do with the original cabin. It turned into my office, but now it just kind of sits there right now. It definitely increased my home value. I think it increased my property value by like 50 grand when we had someone come out later that year to kind of see what it had. So I have more insurance fees now, but it did add some serious value to my property. So that's cool. I don't plan on leaving or moving anytime soon, but if I did, it's nice to know I'd get my money back at least. And my start to finish build of that cabin made me all my money back. You know, I don't have a super big YouTube channel, but anytime you get a video that gets 1 million or 2, or in that case, like 13, 14 million views, it does make you money. So yeah, that's I'm pretty proud of that cabin, even though I don't really use it right now. Yeah, it's hard to see dogs get old. But okay, so here's another thing. Titus, the dog who's on his way out, is like 19 or 20. He's old timer. I am Tracy and Matt. So I'm from British Columbia. I was born and raised in Prince George, British Columbia. And for those of you who don't know, that's like the softwood lumber capital of the world. I'm in Charlottesville, Virginia, and my garage, the studs are still exposed, and Northwood logos. And Northwood is an old lumber company from Prince George, British Columbia, Canada. It was later bought out by Canfor, which is Canadian Forest Products. And literally, I'm in polar opposite side of the North America, essentially, from Prince George, and I have Prince George, British Columbia wood in my house. I'm not necessarily a Leafs fan. I like the hat. I haven't watched hockey in a long time. I feel like sports are more fun when you have friends to watch it with, and I'm in football country now, so I've learned to enjoy the NFL quite a bit. We do have an for lumber. I rarely go up there. It seems like it's a little distance from me. And some of those lumber places, they like to load you up and they don't let you pick stuff, and you get to site and you end up with all these squirrely, crooked boards, and I'm not a big fan of that. I really do like Rainer. What's up, man? Preston, nice to see you. How are things? I got a buddy in the comments who used to do video work with me, and then now he's living the dream. I think starting chicken farms. Yeah, my knee's doing okay. For those of you who don't know, I fell on my roof. I cut my knee real bad. Small artery. The artery didn't end up being a big deal. I actually didn't know I cut an artery until my buddy was sewing me up, and he tied off an artery. It was a small artery. But I am stiff, and anytime I go on my knees, I feel pain there. I'm not sure if that will eventually go away. But I had 4 internal stitches because it was so deep. And so I guess the internal flesh, whatever you want to call it, was sewed up. And then I got 6 external stitches, so 10 stitches in total. I could probably show you my knee. I'll show you my knee right now because I'm live streaming. Why not? So that's it. You can see where the sewing was. That's the scar. It's pretty significant. That's my index finger. Yeah. But I've got scars all over my body. Like, look at this one from biking. That was nasty. And, you know, I got scars there. And my right knee is still a little sore because I fell off my ladder onto concrete last year building the detail shop. So I've never installed a skylight, and I think I'd be terrified of doing a skylight. Oh. So I get this question a lot. Pete is asking me how I found my land. The 2 biggest things that I was looking for are the distance from where I live and the price. I knew that I was shopping for around 100 grand. You know, I already have a mortgage on my house, having a mortgage on land, which, for those of you who don't know, if you buy raw land, you are going to be borrowing money at a much higher interest rate. When I bought it, it was like record low interest rates. Like, you could get a house for 2.5, 2.25. And my property was percent, which is still low. Like, if you're staying in touch with the way real estate is right now, 4% was pretty good. And with raw land, you also have to put 20% down. So all those things were in the back of my mind when I was buying the land. But the biggest things were the price and the distance from my house. It's about an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes if I just cruise to the property. That's as far as I could do to be able to get there once a week. It's still hard, as you know and see. I've not released a video in a month. With life, it can be hard to rally and get yourself together to get to the property. But I'm working on it. 600,000 square feet of chicken barns, my buddy said he's building. That's insane. I know the home projects, I know people are like, hey, show me what you're doing. Got all kinds of home projects, but what is it? The juice isn't worth the squeeze. I say that because I could totally film it. It does so when I film a project, it slows everything down, right? I'm trying to change angles. I'm figuring out what I'm doing. I'm explaining things along the way. And I would say filming projects slows things down by 30%. And you're not always going to get that time back in a monetary fashion. And when I've released house projects on YouTube, they just don't do very well. And as someone, like anyone who was on YouTube, you want views, you know what I mean? I never did this to try and be famous. I still don't care if that ever happens, but it gets in your head. If you spend all this time and effort and release a video and it doesn't get a lot of views, it does start to creep into your brain. Sean in Alaska, what's up? Sean knows. He's also a YouTuber. Check out his channel. He's building an off-grid property in Alaska, like a real man. I can't say I could do that. But what YouTubers do I follow? So I'm into I think everyone is right now. Wild Homestead. He's pretty awesome. He's developed such a huge, fast following. I can't even compete with that. And I think a big reason is a lot of people want to see somebody fully committed to the off-grid cabin life. And given the fact that I have two daughters and a career totally outside of YouTube at this moment in time, maybe one day I can call YouTube my career, but I could never do that, right? I can't pick up everything I have and just move to an off-grid property. My wife would probably leave me, and I don't think my daughters would do very well at this point in time. But I like wild off-grid. I like, there's another one. Getting off-grid is another new young guy in Alaska. And again, I don't understand. These guys just blow up overnight. And I've been at this for a long time, and it's easy to get jealous. San Francisco. What were you doing in San Francisco, Sean? Oh yeah, Netherlands, Jordy. I can imagine things are expensive. Um, Dallas Pelly, what is up, man? Oh, I've not even talked to you in over a decade. The guy I went to high school with. That's crazy, man. Um, yeah, yes theory is cool for sure. Martin Doulard, I'm not sure. I appreciate it. I have a very pretty family. I love them. Um, yeah, I've talked to a bunch of YouTubers. I mean, there's a bunch of YouTubers that I talk to. Actually, Audi, who works full time for Mark Rober, and as you know, he's big. So he gives me insight and stuff like that. He has his own channel. He's an engineer. He was an engineer for Honda for a while, and then I forget where he went after that. But he's always been in the automotive engineering space, and he actually helped on the glitter bomb. And I don't even know if I can say stuff like this, so I'll say who it is. But yeah, it's pretty cool how the internet works and how things can come out of interests. That's why I love YouTube. I feel like you're always learning something on YouTube. Ciao, Italy. I think ciao, right? I want to go to Italy. Nova Scotia, what's up? But yeah, so for those of you who are just stopping in, I've not been able to do video out the door. I've been traveling with my work. I film wind turbines and solar farms, and I do a lot of real estate video stuff. And that has just sucked up all my time as of late. But the leaves are about to change here, and on the mountain they're changing. So I'm really stressed, and I want to get over there because it's so beautiful to be there and working in this weather. It's amazing how fast it's cooled off. I don't know where you guys are, but Virginia has gone from very warm and hot when we left a week ago to cold. I actually have my wood stoves going downstairs right now. Hey from Sweden. Thanks for stopping in. I like Blacktail Woodworking, the Blacktail Studio YouTube channel. His stuff's nuts. And I don't know what he makes, you know what I mean? But his YouTube channel does exceptionally well. And again, I'm not greedy. I'm not in it for money. But sometimes you do wonder, it's like, man, if I had a video that did like $15,000 every time I released a video, how would that change my perspective on time commitment to things? Shannon, so I film a lot of utility scale solar farms. Just in Kentucky at a solar farm called Bluebird. They might actually be done now, I'm not sure. But I film and essentially create educational content for people in counties and townships that might have a solar or wind farm coming into their county. It's a big goal, and not everyone is always on board, which makes sense. Their property, their communities, their choice, which it should be. But I create content typically from successful farms and people who maybe were once against a solar farm or a wind farm that then realize what it did for them as a family or community, and then that content is used as, I guess you could call it propaganda. But I actually believe in 99% of what I do. I've seen how these wind farms and solar farms can change communities, people's lives. Obviously, people get money from it. Communities get big tax incentives to have these solar and wind farms in their counties. It's a really cool space to be in. It's changing all the time, but who knows? It could be here today. It could be not here tomorrow. We're not sure. The drone I use for all my FPV stuff is the DJI Avata 2, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. get over there. So my cabin on my property is permitted. My cabin, the new cabin I'm building is not permitted because it's under 256 square feet. In the United States of America, or in the Commonwealth, in Virginia, you can do anything under 256 square feet. But technically, if you were to ask a county official, the word cabin couldn't be used. So if on a 256 square foot shed. So you got to be careful with how you word things when you're signing up for things. But 256 square feet, you can build anything. Yeah, I think depending on where you are, if you're in Canada, I think it's like 175 or 225, maybe 200 square feet. It's really small. It's ridiculous, but there's so many laws in Canada that are ridiculous. So down here, it's a little bit more, you know. And I mean, if you're in Alaska, I don't know, Sean from Alaska, I don't know if you're still in the comments. You're in an airport right now, but in Alaska, I think it's kind of free game. I don't think anyone's gonna try and knock your door down. Okay, so here it is. Alaska says you can build anything, any size outside of most cities without permits. His is 600 square feet and no permits are required. So it makes sense, right? You're gonna be, okay, so John says 200 square feet in Canada. Well, you know, and there's certain things like, is it the letter of the reason of law? You know what I mean? Like the reason is, you know, when you're driving down a country road or something, you see like all these structures on a property and they're just horrific. There's reasons why those laws exist. I don't want everything to look like garbage. You know, if Woodness Goodness had it his way, he would just be building left, right, and center. But 108 square feet in Ottawa, that's nuts. That's tiny. You know, 10 by 10, right? Roughly. Yeah. So Hertz is wondering what I do other than cabin building. So I do video production for a living. I went to film school. Shout out to Sheridan Tech in Oakville, Canada. But that's what I do for a living. I've done video production for a long time. I was in the automotive industry for a long time doing videos of car reviews and stuff. I don't think the YouTube channel still exists. I started a YouTube channel, but if you look up what do we call it? Simpatico Autos. I think it ultimately rebranded to Autofocus car reviews, and then I had another side little YouTube channel reviewing cars called, what was it called? Oh my gosh, my brain. What was it called? Oh, I can't think of it, but I used to do car reviews. I was like 21 driving Lamborghinis and McLarens. It was pretty awesome. That was a job. But yeah, I do video production for a living mainly. Sean in Alaska, that's a great point. All my structures, for the most part, I try to build the code. The foundation is in question, which is probably the most important part. There's many ways to skin a cat. I don't think my cabin's going anywhere, but I think it's pretty good. Eight by 12 office, yeah, that's pretty good. Duke in the outhouse. I think she's well. I gotta check on her. To be honest, like last time I was there, she was quite pudgy. I wouldn't be surprised if she was just pumping herself up in winter or she's pregnant. Old Blue, yeah, the Acti. And if you guys are here, maybe you can give me some input. I need a vehicle. My Jeep is dying. And I simply can't tow with it anymore. I have to go over a significant mountain to get to my property, and when the Jeep is towing, it dies. And so I'm actually considering possibly selling the Acti because, again, I don't have the kind of money to have multiple vehicles and be paying for multiple vehicles. So I'm considering selling the Acti, but we'll see. 160 square feet is actually the code in Ontario, Canada. Like 160 square feet is tiny. What is it, 8 by 12, roughly? I don't know. I'm not good at that. We were not significantly, well, actually, we were affected by the hurricane in terms of like water levels and rivers and streams. There was flooding in the area. Me personally, I'm like where we live, pretty protected. The property where the cabin is, the new cabin built, where you guys normally watch my content, we did have flooding on the roads, and that's why that's another reason why I've not made it there. It literally rained for like 2 weeks straight. But we have friends in Asheville, Morganton, that part of North Carolina. They were, oh my gosh, it's amazing. The destruction in North Carolina. And we actually have some really good friends in Florida that were hit by one of those tornadoes and they lost their entire house. And sometimes that also affects me going out and filming content because I'm trying to create, happy, encouraging content, building a freaking cabin, and it sometimes feels like the world's crumbling around us, and it's sometimes hard to like go out there and pretend like none of that's happening. It's a mental game. So I have never been to the Netherlands. I would love to. I thought you said you were from Norway. Did you say Netherlands? I don't know. I thought you said Norway. Maybe not. I actually had a Dutch that I worked with in Canada when I used to do landscaping, and obviously he was a big soccer fan. He would take every day off. If the Netherlands were playing in a soccer tournament, he was not working. Giorgio, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I hope my content's beautiful. Oh my gosh, YouTube is tough. If any of you guys have any YouTube questions and want some tips or tricks, away. I will be as transparent as I can. It's a hard go if you're trying to actually do it for a living. It is a lot of fun. I make time to edit videos. Hey, what's up, Philip? Philip Reborn. He's got a YouTube channel. Good stuff. I make time at night, or I have little spurts of motivation, and I'm able to edit video. But it takes typically between 4 to 6 hours for me to edit an episode, and that doesn't include the whole time I was there filming. Yeah, maybe I'll grow out a ponytail. My wife doesn't love it when my hair grows long, so maybe I'm gonna have to get it cut sooner than later. You know what? I don't think I've made it to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, but that seems to be like another kind of cabin country. It seems like it's affordable land for the most part. All right, see you, Shannon. Nice to see you. Keep up the cabin build. Ooga booga. What's up, Toronto? Yeah, but anyhow, well, I'll probably wrap this up soon. But if you guys had any other questions, hit me up and I'll try and answer them in the next 5 minutes. But yeah, ultimately, I am trying to get to the property on Monday, or maybe this weekend. Today's Saturday, right? Yeah, you lose track of these things pretty easily. Oh yeah, that's a vacuum hose. I got my Milwaukee vacuum in here because I'm trying to catch up on projects in my own house. It's very difficult at times, and I've been without internet for a week at our property. So it's so the big windows are going in as soon as I can find enough guys to help me do it. Not everybody has a flexible schedule like me. I mean, my schedule's pretty flexible because I'm self-employed, but they are massive windows. For those of you who don't know, they are commercial, like 1 inch, like very heavy glass. Glass is no joke. And they're 10 feet long by 36 inches wide. So they are big and heavy. I don't even know how I'm gonna safely transport them, to be honest, but I'm gonna have to build something again to transport them up there. I like Daily Dose of Internet, it's pretty great. So I don't have any plans to widen the road up to the cabin. I actually find it once I'm able to get the Jeep up there to drop stuff off, I'm pretty much 5-minute walk. It's a hard walk if I'm carrying stuff, but it's still decent. To widen the road going up would be a ton of work. I would need gravel, or I would basically create, because it's a significant slope, it would probably be too steep for most vehicles to get up anyhow if the road was wider. But B, you would create, you disturb the soil enough that you get erosion. There's already erosion for just where my tractor tire marks are. So it would require so much work. And I'm only 35, so I don't mind walking up still. Troopster, where are you from? Maybe I'll for half ticket. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I keep getting this question, but I'm pretty sure everything at the cabin site is okay. We did get a ton of rain. I think everything is still there. Oh, California, yeah. That'd be an expensive ticket. Anyhow, well, thanks for stopping in. Maybe we'll do this again. That was I'm just gonna keep my head down and try and get some of these house projects done, and then I'm gonna try and get to the property. I want a door in there, and then my windows. The door inside is something I can do by myself. The 2 windows are not something I can do by myself, and I just want to make sure I have everything in line, because quite honestly, I measured those window openings a long time ago, and I'm nervous, if they're gonna fit. But yeah, thanks all for stopping by. I want to build a concrete pool. Someone asked me if I have any concrete projects, but I use, and I've only created like 2 videos with it, so I gotta pump some stuff out. But anyhow, thank you so much, Timothy. I appreciate the encouragement. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Honestly, the biggest reason I create video content is because I feel like there's a decent chunk of people that enjoy it, and that keeps me going. So thank you all for your kind words and support, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great weekend wherever you are, and much love. We'll see you guys. How do I end this? Peace. See you later, guys.